Hello and welcome to our Investigators and Sites Management module. It has a lot of information to fit the rest of CTMS modules such as Survey Activity Management module and Subject Tracking and Invoicing module. In this module, you can store data about medical institutions, trial sites, and site staff. As usual, the module starts with a number of widgets. They're all personalized. You can create widgets on your own using Flex Databases report tool that we provide for free, and then share the widgets you've created with your team, or just choose from the number of predefined widgets. Here we can see size per project, size by status, and let's play with it and look for the size only for Flexin project. So we can see that there are 2 approved sites, 1 is not approved, and 1 is just created. Here's also active centers by country and site staff involvement. These are just examples. You can create any widgets using any parameter out of any field available in the system. What information do we have in Investigators and Sites Management? We have actually split medical institutions and trial sites, because you may have 10 medical institutions that you like and prefer to work with, and you can have 100 of sites on each of them. So not to enter all of the same information for each and every site that you have within the same medical institution, you just enter this information once. The legal information, administration information, what arrays RBs, ECs they work with, and etc. So all of the necessary information for medical institution you will keep on medical institution level. Documents, contacts, legal entities, department information like the addresses, what type of equipment do they have, and other details. Let's go to trial sites. Once we have a trial site, which is basically a crossroad between a medical institution and a clinical project, we will dive into more information on legal and agreements. Do we have a CDA with the site and when did we sign it? Details on the clinical trial agreement, statement of work, letters of intent, and etc. Feasibility tab. Here you would enter all of the feasibility information that you want to track, like whether the site is interested, when were they contacted, site feasibility timelines, also feasibility analysis and feasibility failure information if there was a failure. Same for qualification. Was it approved? Is it approved by the sponsor? What was the result of the qualification? And etc. Also, we have all of the site timelines. What was expected? What are the actuals? Imagine how many reports and KPIs you can run based on this information. Phone follow-ups, site team information, arrays, RBs, ECs, any documents you want to maintain for the site, addresses, and a little bit of submissions. When I say a little bit of submissions, it's basically a huge tracker on what was the expected date, for example, to receive a feedback, what was the actual, because we all know they're all usually quite different. For the submissions, we actually have a special place in our hearts and in our system. First, you form a package and set up the rules for submissions, and then you have a huge submissions tracker with inline editing, where you can set all of the dates, all of the information. And remember, it's a grid, and you can play with all grids in our system. What it means is that you can group it by country, you can filter it, you can export this information, you can also change the layout, add more columns, or hide some of the columns that you don't need because there are a lot of them. There's a quick filter for that, and you can always save the layout to come back to this view later on. And the list just goes on and on. It's a huge table for all of your studies, all of your countries, all of the submissions in one place. What else do we have in Investigators and Sites Management? A medical institution personnel information. Let's go ahead and search for a certain person. Let's say that we are looking for somebody with oncology background, and we are looking for someone in the UK. What else? It feels like it's not enough, so let's go to the columns and say that we want to make sure this person is not blacklisted by our company. So we can see that Jimmy is interesting. So let's go inside of his medical institution personnel card. We can see the general information, professional experience, like what therapeutic areas, whether this person is an opinion leader or not, does this person have a valid certificate or medical license, when it is valid up to, all of the context, GCP certificate and its date of expiration, CV storage and CDA storage, employment information, also projects that you previously ran together, and lastly, assessment, whether you like working with this PI, for example, whether this PI was blacklisted by your company, by FDA, local array, sponsor, and you can add a justification information by attaching a file. What about regulatory authorities, RBs, and ethic committees? You can add the information like all of the addresses, meeting schedule, members, what are the rules and terms of submission, and so on. That's pretty much it for Investigators and Science Management module in brief. Thanks for tuning in, and let us know if you want to dive into details, request a demo via our website, or send us an email to bd@databases.com. Have a nice day and take care.